Now, although it looks like I might be going to the pub today, I'm not. This is actually a photography trip. So this pub's called the Gurnards Head. I guess the people who chose the colour must like it. Anyway, yeah, Gurnards Head is a nice headland. We're hopefully going to get a picture today. So let's go. Beautiful day. It's quite cold though. It's October and I wish I'd worn my woolly hat because my ears are a bit cold. So down by the sea there's nearly always a breeze. But this is Gurnards Head and I'm going to go down there and take a picture from there, hopefully, of the beautiful headland over there. So this is Gurnards Head, and this beautiful coloured lichen on the rock here. Amazing, got the really limey green fluffy one and this bright orange. It's great, just proves how good the air is here right by the coast. There's a chough there. I've seen at least 5 choughs already. Chough is a rare bird. Please don't tell anyone you've seen them here because they're not to be disturbed because they're still fairly short in numbers. I think there's only about 500 of them around here. But beautiful place. It's great to be out amongst the wild nature of Cornwall again. I was hoping to get a shot of the headland over there. I'll show you one I took in the summer. Although it's got gorgeous browny orange bracken because it's October now, the light's just not quite right for it, so it's going to be one of those shots I'll have to return to. Great. Look at this beautiful house right down by the edge. It's got a beach on either side. I'm not sure whether the other one's just rocky, but this one's a really nice little sandy beach when the tide's out. Great location. I mean, it's a long way from the supermarket, but I guess that's the idea. When you live there, you must be feeling a great sense of solitude. Important not to covet these things, though, I think, because, you know, I think it's important to be content with what you've got in life. So I'm not rich enough to afford a house like that, as most people aren't, but good to see it anyway. So I've walked around to the other side of Gurnards Head now, and you might just be able to see that house. I haven't got my glasses on, but I think it's somewhere around there. So I'm around the other side of that house now, and if I switch you around, I'll show you the view of Gurnards Head. So it's pretty nice view, and the sun's back out again now, so I'm going to have to take my proper stills shot. So I did the right thing, which was to come here, and as the sun was out and there's a lot of cloud around, I thought I'd take a shot handheld just to make sure I've got a shot in the bag, and that shot would be perfectly good for calendar use, you know, up to the size of a smallish calendar, so that's fine. Now I'm going to concentrate on getting a better shot on the tripod, polarizing filter, and possibly a focus stack of 2 images as well. So this was my first shot, which was handheld, and I'm glad I took it because you never know when it's going to cloud over. But it's not quite as sharp when you look at it really closely, so I'm glad I put it on a tripod in a minute, the camera, and took a better shot. So here's the first tripod shot, and I'm pleased with this one. It's very good, but this foreground rock is just too dominant, so what I had to do was recompose the shot because it's just drawing my eye towards that central rock in the foreground. Yeah, so this is a more deliberate shot now with my tripod down low. So I've got Gurnards Head on this top right third diagonal line, and on the bottom left I've got a nice opposing focal point. So I love it when focal points oppose each other like that. So I think that's a pretty good shot. So I'm going to focus once on Gurnards Head and once on these foreground rocks, just to make sure that most of the scene is sharp, and then I'll put those two together in Photoshop later on. Yeah, so this is the view from the other side of Gurnards Head, from exactly where I'm standing when I just took the last picture, and I've got a similar kind of thing going on. I love these rocks, all of them, the foreground ones and the headland rocks. They're really good shapes, and the same kind of thing's going on really, because I've got this house which is a focal point up here opposing these foreground rocks here. So yeah, I'm liking this composition, so I'll get that shot as well. I'm going to focus once on the rocks in the foreground and once on the headland, and combine those two shots. What I'd like to do now is jump on a jet and fly to Hawaii, but we can't do that. So I'm going to try and get a shot of this same view as what I just had, but I'm going to use a square format, because I often have my images put into square calendars. So I'm going to deliberately take a square, whereas I just took a nice rectangular shot. And to do that, I put the camera into 1:1 format, so that I can see exactly how to compose the scene properly, so it's more likely to be used then for a calendar shot. Managed to find my way down to this little beach by the house that I showed you earlier, and it's great because not a single footmark on there that isn't mine, so no one's been on it all day, and they won't be until tonight, because even if they go tonight, it's going to have to be about 11:30, because the tide's roaring back in now, so I haven't got long before I've got to get back over those rocks. But I don't know if you can see what I've got. No, not really. I'll swing the camera around for you. So that's what I got. Unfortunately, the light isn't playing ball, so I don't think I can hang around any longer. It's just too risky getting over those rocks again. And not only that, but it's almost past tea time, so I got to go. Lots of tiny little jellyfish on the beach, look. Let's see if I can point you down to those. Lots of these tiny little jellyfish. They're only about, I don't know, perhaps 15 centimetres across, all washed up and dead. Well, I managed to get off the beach in time. It's really important to know the tide time. So I knew that high tide was at 11:32, and it's now getting on near 12, so I knew it was on the turn, and I didn't have much time, so very important to learn the tide times before you go out anywhere coastal. And now I just found some nice limpets with wet rock, and I just love wet rock and limpets because it makes for a nice abstract picture. And the colour of the rock here, I mean, that's the colour of the rock, but of course when it's wet it just looks a lot better. So I'm going to hopefully get a shot here. I found 3 limpets together there, and I like threes. It's like when you plant trees, you should plant 3 together, not 2, 3. I don't know why, it just seems to work that way. Plants are the same. 3 plants in one area seems to work better. There's a lot of threes around, aren't there? The rule of thirds. Anyway, right, I'll stop gabbling and get on with the picture. Okay, so here's the shot. Got my 3 limpets on a 3rd line, and the colour's pretty damn good actually. I like it. And there's quite a lot of glare from the sky above, as you can see. I'm just wondering whether a polarizer would be better here or not. So I'll put a polarizer on, see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I prefer it with the polarizer on. Less glare. So I'm just going to focus on the limpets, and because the plane the limpets are on, the plane is basically opposite my camera, so I think I'm not going to do any focus stacking. I'm going to just take one shot focused on the limpets and then zoom into it, see what it looks like, and then if I think I want to do a focus stack, I will then start by focusing on the closest point and let the camera do the rest. And if you've only got manual focus stacking, just focus on the nearest point, which is not always easy to determine, but focus on the nearest point and then focus gradually in, taking several shots as you go. Well, that was a much better session than I thought it was going to be, so it just proves you just got to get out there. So I don't really know that area south of St Ives all that well, and I'll definitely be doing some more coastal walks along that way, and hopefully there'll be something in a future video. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.